What's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today, gonna finish up my 2021 year-end top 10s as we talk about my number one heavyweight in the world right now, and that is the undefeated Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. This is my last top 10 video to discuss about 2021, and I'm happy that it's on arguably the biggest name in boxing in Tyson Fury. Fury entered the year number one. He was coming off of his 2020 career best victory when he dominated Deontay Wilder and stopped him in the 7th round of their rematch to capture the WBC title. He did not fight the remainder of the year in 2020, as a potential third fight was supposed to happen between him and Wilder, but it never came to fruition. And then at the end of the year, Wilder seemed disinterested, and Fury started pursuing other fights. And Fury was, Wilder did not make a fuss as Fury tried to lock down an undisputed title fight with Anthony Joshua for the first half of the year. Finally, Wilder decided he wanted to fight, and he pursued and he pushed for the contract to be upheld. And a court finally ruled, as a fight with Fury and Joshua was about to be signed, a jury finally ruled in favor of Wilder. A judge finally ruled in favor of the Wilder camp that a third fight would happen. So after a postponement due to COVID in July, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder would get together for a third time in October for the WBC heavyweight title. And the announcers hit this one on the head, as we knew, but we didn't know what was going to happen, as Fury came in the heavy favorite, but Deontay Wilder, always the exciting and having that one-punch dynamite power in his hands, was a very live underdog. First round started off Wilder throwing jabs to the body. He looked good doing that. And then at the end of the first round, Fury landed a combination that seemingly changed the momentum in the fight. And then that would be pretty much the cue of the whole fight, is momentum change. Because in the second round, Fury again dominated the round. It looked like he was picking up where he left off in the second fight. Then in the third round, Fury put Wilder down, and it looked like he was going to get him out of there early. And Wilder made it out of the third round. Fourth round, Fury was putting it on him, attacking, and he led with his head, and Wilder landed a beautiful short right hand that put Tyson Fury down hard. Fury got up, but he got put down again in that round, and he was almost out on his feet. He was able to make it through the round and finish it, but heading into the fifth round, nobody knew what the hell was going to happen. Another tide change, another, mood change right there. Then Fury, towards the end of the fifth, seemingly had taken control back of the fight. And in the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th rounds, he was winning all those rounds. But every time it looked like he had Wilder out on his feet, Wilder would land a big punch that would hurt or change the tide in the fight again. And it just stayed that way. The momentum swing was just on point, and nobody knew which way it was going to go. Finally, after the 9th round and into the 10th, Fury put Wilder down again. And this was the 4th time that he had knocked Wilder down between the second and third fights. Wilder had 4 knockdowns between all 3 fights, and now it was up to the 11th round. Wilder looked like he was out of it, and Fury, instead of waiting around to secure a unanimous decision, went after Wilder and knocked him out, landed a monster overhand right that face planted Deontay Wilder, as Tyson Fury retained his heavyweight championship of the world with that win. Huge, huge victory right there for Tyson Fury, as he, for me, put the stamp down that he's the number one heavyweight in the division. It's close between him and Usyk, but Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight in the division, and he deserves to be that. And, the situation now, let me see his stats. He remained number one. He's 33 years old now, so he's getting up there, getting towards the end, and he wants to continue to build his his, legacy. Overall, he's 31-0 with 22 knockouts, and he seemingly has a mandatory showdown with Dillian White on the horizon. That would be in the United Kingdom. It would be huge, but these two guys cannot agree on the terms because the bout has went to a purse bid where the challenger takes a 20% split of the purse and 80% goes to the champion. Dillian White thinks he deserves more than 20%, and he's trying to demand that, and Fury's saying, no, you don't. So these guys are at odds right now, and I'm not sure the fight's going to be made. I hope it does, because I think Fury needs to fight Dillian White while Alexander Usyk fights Anthony Joshua in their rematch. And then Fury, if he gets by White, would fight, which he'd be a heavy favorite, he would fight the winner of Usyk and Joshua. And then after that, Fury could probably ride off into the sunset if he gets through this year and he becomes the undisputed champion at the end of the year. I mean, that would be monstrous for Tyson Fury right there. But is he going to do that? Can he accomplish that? That's the big question. And who's the first fight going to be? Is it going to be Dillian White? Is he going to fight somebody else? I think other names that are hot for it right now are Andy Ruiz. He's a unified champ. He beat Anthony Joshua. He's right there still in the mix. I think he'd be a good alternative to Dillian White. Joseph Parker's not likely. Luis Ortiz, not likely. Joe Joyce, not likely. So I think Andy Ruiz is probably the hot favorite to land that fight, outside of guys that Fury would just stay busy against. But I'd like to see him get big names, former champs, guys that are deserving in the top 10 if Dillian White doesn't sign. But I'm leaning towards the Dillian White fight happening, which I think Fury's going to beat Dillian White. I think he'll probably stop him in the late rounds and retain his title. And then he's going to push forward to the winner of Usyk and Joshua in the second half of the year. And right now, I'd favor Fury to beat any heavyweight in the division. So we'll see what happens, but it's going to be an interesting year. It's going to be a fun year. And I hope Tyson Fury can land the fights that he needs to get, pushing forward. But we'll see what happens. But that's what I got on my number one heavyweight in the world right now, the undefeated and reigning WBC heavyweight champion, Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King. And this is the conclusion of my 2021 year-end top 10s. I really hope you guys enjoyed them. I put all my heart into it. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.